Wanted to be one of the top DJs in Auckland. I felt like I got there. Once I got there, I felt like something was missing. When I would get lost in the sauce, the whole crowd is going off. I would take that energy home and just think I'm the man at home too.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely lost in it because it's only us in these rooms and we're working our asses off to create or build to create something. Music artists or DJs, it's going to feel hard in the beginning, and it is hard. Don't ever think people need to give you something. Try and get rid of that thought ASAP. She means a lot to me. So everything you see me doing, the golf, the DJing, the Waka learning to deal, all of these things are because of a situation when I was in a dark place. When I got the message, I cried. When I heard it in there, I was in just dog mode. In the tunnel, SWIDT behind me, Renzo behind me, Kelly, and that was it. We were off, the sail is set, let the wind take it. To have the opportunity to be on that stage, to showcase what Aotearoa is to me, to everyone, respect anything that any of my tupunas have done, and then pave a way for those coming after me. That means I gotta learn Te Reo Māori. Go down there to the marae 3, chop the knee. She freaks out. And I said, I brought you home so we can start our journey from here.
They reach out for me.
Welcome to the Melding Muse podcast. Melding art and design, entrepreneurship, music, fashion, film, sports, gaming, and whatever's in between. We exist to showcase extraordinary people to inspire the next generation of creatives and leaders. My guest today is Seymore, father, athlete, DJ and content creator. We talked about conquering the city as a DJ, what it means to represent his culture in a platform like Boiler Room, reconnecting with his tipuna and whenua, the impact of expressing gratitude, fighting ego, and a lot more. If you are an upcoming musician, DJ, or someone looking to reconnect with their roots, this episode is for you.
Seymore, welcome to the Melding Muse podcast. How are you doing, my bro?
Tēnā koe, brother. Thank you for having me here.
Bro, it's so good to see you. I've been following you for a while now, thanks to Nikora. And you've been doing some amazing stuff, man. And so I was looking forward to having you here, especially because only, a couple of days, that Boiler Room set came out, Waitangi Day.
The 6th of, what is it?
Yeah, Waitangi Day, yeah.
Waitangi Day. Very stoked and grateful that that's out. I was a bit nervous. I made some errors, but only I could probably tell. Well, some people, DJs will know, but man, it was so loud on that day.
Oh, really?
So loud in the crowd. I could not hear what was going on in my headphones.
Oh, really?
So I was just let's do this. I'm just go with it.
Man, from my perspective, I literally had goosebumps going in, literally at the beginning of that. I think I've never seen the way I felt, and again, I don't know you personally, so I'm just from the other side of the coin. But it was it felt raw and emotional at the very beginning, and it was in so much energy. I was just sitting there with this face on, going, my wife was actually laughing when she's like, we're watching a video and you're doing this face. But man, having the SWIDT guys on, and it's just the energy was so just overwhelming. It was just it felt in the chest, So congratulations, man. I think everybody that felt that set, and then you down, and then it was like a memory lane and through all the tracks that, even for me, I'm not a Kiwi, but I still know some of those tracks, What's the time? What's the woo?
Have to, bro.
So, and then that, listening to that into the whole set, it was so good. So I want to start with early beginnings first, and then we touch on the Boiler Room set, but I just wanted to congratulate you on that. But before we get to that, because I know many people might be tuning into this, probably don't know who you are, you work, and you've been doing some amazing mahi, man.
Thank you,
the stuff that you're doing is really cool, and it's just so diverse. So first thing I really want to touch on today is early beginnings, man. Walk us through your journey, from the music career to DJing to, representing the golf side of Huffer, Steinlager, and then everything else that's coming.
Bro, it started... I actually had the standard Kiwi dream of being an All Black.
Oh,
and I went to Wesley College. I did that. And then I fell in love with basketball. My family was already basketball. There's a lot of basketball going through my family. And then I took that route.
Okay.
And I wanted to be a All Black. Wanted to go to the NBA. Wanted to play in the EuroLeague. All the top teams, all the top leagues. I wanted to achieve all of those. And then I had a daughter. And I was moving on from basketball. And then I was like, okay, I want to do music now. And then I started off with rapping. And the name there, Seymore, was kind of like how it started. And once I had my daughter, I had a look at the career. I had to research the career path in New Zealand. And at the time, there wasn't anything that I needed at the time. I needed a fast income, or I needed an income that needs to be turned over a lot faster than becoming a really big music artist, especially a rapper. I rapped because my dad was an entertainer.
Okay.
My brother can sing. My dad's a singer. I wanted to sing, didn't have the tone. So I was like, maybe I'll just give rapping a crack.
Okay.
Because it seems a lot easier in terms of holding notes.
Yeah.
Went down that route. I really enjoyed it, but then had that realization where I needed income faster.
Yep.
Then I could get it if I was to become a rapper. So I was like, I still want to do music. And then I noticed that, man, there's a pub or a bar on every corner in every town. Surely someone's going to need a DJ.
Right.
So I was like, why don't I give DJing a crack?
Okay.
Once I made that decision, everything kind of aligned for me in terms of DJing, getting into places.
Okay.
Getting paid. And then I made it to the city, and the city was where it really changed. Two other places, main places, were Harry's in Ponsonby, and then 1885.
Yep.
When I first decided I wanted to DJ, I created these little see-through cards that had like a tape cassette on it, had my name on the tape cassette. It looks like, when you create mixtapes. Then you write the mixtape. So I went out to the bars. I started off in Kingsland.
Okay.
The first place I went to was Kingslander. I gave my card, and the lady was like, come back this weekend. I just like that you thought of this, and you're putting yourself out there. I'll make sure I got a set for you. It was
nice.
mind-blowing.
Wow, that's cool.
But it was, and thanks to her, I think her name was Elisa or something. She was the manager at the time there. Quite a while ago. Fast forward, we're at 1885, and this is where this alter ego kind of builds in terms of creating a different character in my journey, and it was a pivotal moment in terms of making a name for myself. It was just wild. Like, the music changed heaps. I didn't want to DJ 90s and 2000s stuff, because there's already DJs out here that can do that really well.
Right.
I wanted to separate myself or just be a little different. And there's a time when like early Travis Scott, early like Future, who else? I think Tentacion, maybe the year after. But all of that music, it was leading into that really punk hip hop stuff at the time. And probably don't push it as much anymore, but back then.
So that's how you wanted to differentiate yourself from other DJs, pretty much.
Definitely the later sound,
right?
Creating a relationship with that, or being the person known for that, and energy,
right?
I still had my finger on different genres once Afrobeat came through.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, that was just an infectious sound when it started, and it hit the city. Especially when people would like bug out when you would play it. It's like, whoa, not think that you'll play this.
Right.
It's like early DeVito days.
Yep.
Early Burna Boy. Yeah. That song went crazy. So amongst all of that.
Interesting point, because you mentioned this about DJs, and it's actually a very good point for anybody listening to this who's a DJ. And it happens to musicians as well. But there's so many DJs and musicians out there. And when you go and play in a bar, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but most of the time, bars wants you to play the stuff that everybody likes.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? I worked at Sky City, by the way, for example, and we had DJs there, and they play always the same songs. And whenever like they try to introduce something new or whatever, people like now the manager's like, no, play me the same stuff. You know what I mean? So it would be kind of hard to go out there and start, pushing.
Back then, when I didn't have the understanding of business,
Yeah,
it was difficult.
yeah,
I wanted to be a tastemaker. I wanted to
Yeah.
keep pushing these new sounds because at the time, that's what my brand or my business, that's what I thought my business needed. But understanding business now, like, you know, like what you say, like these business owners want you to play the same thing because that same thing is going to make a certain crowd keep
Yeah.
spending money.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know,
But
now with that understanding, I don't fight it as much.
Right.
But also with that understanding, I know how to navigate how to bring in new music now.
Yes.
But that takes so long.
Yeah.
Because the first thing makes it harder for you to understand is your own ego.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Your own ego.
You have to beat that first. And then take it a little bit step at a time.
And it takes so long to figure that out.
Yeah.
So long.
Walk us through, like, at the beginning of this journey when you started to doing this. Was that like something that you said, well, this is my brand and that's what I want to do?
No, at the beginning, I was keen to play whatever I needed to play.
Right.
But
At one point happened, like the shift happened.
when I started noticing that people were coming for me,
For you rather
like
than...
watching them change
Oh, I see.
and watching them, that was definitely it. But also another moment was when you were just placed amongst other DJs.
Yeah.
Then I was just like, because when you're placed amongst those DJs, you just have to wait till maybe those 4 can't DJ that night.
I see.
Now you got, you know?
Yeah.
So that was one of them as well, where it was just like, if I'm just going to remain the same, then I'm just going to be still in the back of, you know, after these boys that are great.
Right.
So if I just take this other lane, now it was like, sweet, we got this music. Now let's put Seymore on because he plays that different stuff or it's hype or...
Yeah.
So it was figuring that out. At the time, I didn't like understand it like how I can articulate it now.
Right, I see.
Finding that out early is definitely beneficial. But there's so much to it, eh?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be an asshole.
Yeah, of course. And you want to, at the end of the day, put food on the table. So you have to, like, again, like you say, it's a fight with your ego at that stage. And it happens to a lot of artists, you know. It's always a fight with your ego. So I don't want to play these bloody covers. I want to play my songs. And it's like, well, you know.
Bro, like even when I was making my music, I had that chip on my shoulder. And the chip was created by myself. I created that in my head, you know. And even... by the time you get through, you don't notice until you go through all of it. And now you're sitting somewhere very comfortable where you've been working towards.
Right.
And you're like, man, I didn't have to make that hard on myself. I could have just let it all go and just carried on like how I'm doing now.
Bro, let's talk about, you talked about building or creating this character or this alter ego. Walk me through that process. Do you separate yourself from who you are on stage?
I can now after experiences and, you know, after the years of DJing, after navigating relationship challenges. It's nice because I've got such a supportive fiance who was there with me from pretty much the jump. When I would get lost in the sauce, when I would have a great set, the whole crowd is going off, I would take that energy home and just think I'm the man at home too.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely lost in it. Obviously, the first few, we were butting heads. But once I was able to get through that, I was just like, whenever she speaks, it's just like, yeah, you know, it was nice to kind of be humbled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she kept you grounded pretty
100%.
much.
100%.
Like, yeah, it's just how your family, right? That's why it's so important, like for artists, for athletes. Families always keep them grounded because they go out there, man, and the ego gets inflated so much, right? And it's so hard to deal with that.
I think it's human nature.
It
We work our asses off because it's only us in these rooms.
Yeah.
When we're working our asses off to create or build to create something.
Yeah.
And then when it comes, when the things that we visualize are playing out, we don't plan or teach ourselves how to navigate it when it blows our head up.
Yeah.
So it's like, and when it comes to that, you're like, if you're listening and you're going through that, just play it out. Like, just if you're with the right one, you'll stay with them through it.
Right.
But yeah, she definitely helped me through that. But I can go out. I can put this persona on. I sometimes I don't know when it switches on and off.
Right.
Like sometimes maybe when I it's almost like an automatic switch where if there's an environment that I feel like could benefit from this energy that comes out of me in these spaces, then sometimes just automatically switches on.
Right, I see.
But now I can just go home and just be like, lay back. I love it too. Love being able to do that. My mates recently were like at Boiler Room, especially because my name's John.
Okay.
My artist name is Seymore, and I tell everyone it's Seymore that I haven't met, but now I'm on this kororeo journey. I use my name that was given to me, and my mate, he was like, "That's Seymore, DJ in Boiler Room." And then so when I'm at home, this is John. Like when we're just chilling together, it's like, this is John. Like he can differentiate. Tell. Yeah.
Right.
So it was really cool to hear it from him.
Yeah.
And also hearing it from my fiance as well. So it's mind blowing that now people around you are sharing that with you, but they feel safe sharing that with you.
Yeah.
So
that's good, man. I mean, the family and friends are always important. You hear that from athletes, from all these people that, man, I've talked to really high level athletes, for example, and you can definitely see exactly what you said is that they're here with you. And as soon as a fan or whatever approaches them, it's like this switch comes on and they have to like change. And I can only imagine how difficult that must be, and especially if you're going through something. That's why sometimes people don't understand that, I don't know, whatever, you encounter somebody on the street and you just expect them to be friendly or whatever, but you don't know what this person went through. But anyway, man, that's cool that you can separate yourself and you can actually be happy on both of your personas, if you like to call it that. Bro, let's talk about, we talked about, you get into DJing and all of that. If you were to put it into words, I usually use this word, but it's a technical word that we use in design and brand, business.
Hit me.
But it's unique value proposition.
Yeah.
Right. And unique value proposition, usually you use it as when you have a product and you have a service, what's unique about you? What differentiates you from the rest? And of course you talk about your style, but as you've developed that throughout the years to who you are now, what do you think is that unique value proposition that perhaps give you the ability to be chosen to be doing this Boiler Room set? Like that's essentially right now the culmination of that, all that hard work that you're putting together. Like what is a unique value proposition that you have today as an artist?
Is what I think of myself or what I've heard people say?
It could be both. If they are different, like what do you see yourself as and what do you hear people?
What my aim was to do is to build community by connecting with people. While I'm connecting with people, it's actually listening to them, cherishing that moment. I've got this random ass skill where like people will just give me their life stories, but I'm giving that energy to be like, yo, I'm safe like here. And it's lovely. And I feel very grateful that
they can find a safe space with you.
Unloading.
Yeah.
And it builds a closer relationship with people. And I think that's definitely helped me out. Also, I really enjoy, so it's probably not unique. I just enjoy giving back to people on the same path as me.
Right.
So with the DJing thing, creating all these relationships, and I'm in these spaces now, and then I see these other people coming up, DJs, content creators, individuals, athletes, anyone that I can help, and I've seen myself within them. For me, my biggest one was like, it almost took me 10 years to get to a Boiler Room set. I haven't performed at a big festival stage in New Zealand, and it's taken 10 years, still haven't. Also, I'm not trying to say this because I'm, trying to get at them. I'm just trying to say that it shouldn't take, I hope it doesn't take anyone else 10 years.
Right, yeah.
So lately I've been trying to build relationships with the festival promoters, and I've had some really good conversations with them. And I just want to gain that knowledge for those to come. You know,
So you can help them out as well on their journey.
100%, because I thought that the lanes that I was going down, the things I was doing, I thought they were the right ones that would lead me into those areas. So I don't want people to take another 10 years for them to get there.
Right, I see.
I think talent nowadays, there's accessibility to a lot of things that can make them great way faster than
That it took back in the
they
days.
could back in the days. So, you know, and there's so much talent.
It sounds amazing what you said. I think based on what you just said, I think this community-driven approach, that's one thing that you bring to the table. And I think people that know you, based on what I've heard, like, you know, Swizzle was like, man, I love this guy to death. And you guys have like a really tight-knit group. And you could feel it on that Boiler Room set, bro. Like the people behind you, they were like, it's almost as if they were living their dream too. I don't know. And that's the manner that I felt when I saw them. And that's beautiful because that's the sort of community aspect that you're talking about. So amazing on that. And let's just now talk about that Boiler Room set because we started with that. And I wanted to talk about that because as a musician and a creative, one of the interesting things about DJing, about any sort of act that you put together for people, I'm always interested about understanding the creative process that went through putting that set together, because I'm pretty sure you really had to think about, man, how am I going to structure this? It has to be incredible. And I think all the things that were happening with just your presence, the flags at the background, like everything just play a part. Obviously the artists that you brought along as well. Walk us through that creative process of putting that Boiler Room set together. And I want to really emphasize a couple of things that really strike me. And the first thing is the very first thing that comes out of the speakers, right? And I think I have it here for people. First of all, for people listening to this podcast, if you haven't listened to the Boiler Room set, go onto YouTube, Seymore Boiler Room set, and listen to the whole set and come back here because we're going to be talking about a couple of things here. But we can actually, I was just going to play the beginning of it. But when I heard that, I was like, wow, okay, he needed to start with this and he had to go through your process. So let's just listen to that for a second.
Hi, Dad, have the best Boiler Room set.
That is so good.
Yeah.
Man,
I had to.
You had to. Walk us through that process of putting this together.
That intro, I wanted to start off with the next generation, the generation gone, and then me be present. King Tuheitia, he goes after that, but I wanted my daughter to be right before the Tuturu Whakamaua kia Tina, but it just couldn't fit. It just didn't fit so we put her in the beginning. And
Right, I see.
I asked her, I was just like, maybe like 2 nights before the actual set, I was like, can you send me a voice message? And she's like, yep. And she sent it on Facebook Messenger.
Oh, really?
And I just pulled it. And she means a lot to me.
Yeah.
She means a lot to me. And a lot of my doings now was because of a situation that happened with her. So everything you see me doing, the golf, the DJing, the Waka ama, learning te reo, all of these things are because of a situation that happened that when I was in a dark place. So this was a plan. Everything I'm doing now is to create an empire in my head, create an empire around me. So whenever the time I do have with her, I can just drop everything and everything will just kind of work on its own. And I get to just spend time with her and do whatever I can with her. So having her there, when I got the message, I cried. When I heard it in there, I was in just dog mode.
Right, you were just
Performer
pumped.
mode. Yeah, I was just like,
pumped.
ain't none of those feelings
Oh, really?
gonna touch my going to flame, like
Yeah.
water out this flame right now, because the energy was just going. I'm here to like just
Do you do actually? That's interesting. Do you do anything? Because I used to do that when I used to, because I play metal music, right?
Yeah.
And again, you have to like get pumped. I was gonna go there and scream my ass off and go real hard. And I usually did push-ups before I got on stage.
A wicked.
Yeah. Do you do anything to get on that dog mode?
It's changed around. It used to be listen to like real hard hip hop before. Like say
okay.
if I was to do basketball, play basketball. Or
Yeah.
early days DJing, I'll play some mean hip hop on the way
Okay.
to my gigs. But now it's more of a, if I can just really chill out
Okay.
and then just think about certain things that I need to think about,
Right.
like what song, what transition after
Visualizing pretty much.
Visualizing,
Yeah.
definitely. You know, and then being upstairs, being present with certain people that are
Right.
amongst me.
Yeah.
I try and just be present there to take my mind off it.
Okay.
And when I'm by myself, then maybe I just go back into visualizing.
Okay.
When we're going out on stage, I was just out there and started feeling my arms get a bit jelly.
Oh shit.
So what I did there, I was just like tensing. So there's this thing where you tense like as hard as you can for maybe like 10 seconds and you release it. Then it kind of shakes off a bit. So I was shaking those. So I was trying to get those away because I knew if I go on stage with these nerves in my arms, I know it's gonna feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I got that out, just breathing, doing breath work. And I was actually doing some like, felt like I was going out to a UFC fight or like a boxing fight.
Yeah.
We were in the tunnel, SWIDT behind me, Renzo behind me, Kelly, Plastic Pro number as well. But I was just doing the... So that was like definitely me just kind of like trying to get all this...
Yeah, steam.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that, bro.
Amazing. I mean, the energy that whole intro, and also first and foremost, whenever I want to get pumped, I put SWIDT in, bro. SWIDT is like player of the day,
Yeah.
those types of songs. Oh,
Bro, the brothers love that, bro. The brothers will love hearing that.
bro, whenever I want to get pumped, I put that song on. It's just,
It's
and when
gotta
I heard it and you say, I was like, oh man, this is gonna
Yeah.
hit so hard, and having them also live, bro.
My son says the tutu whakamau kia tina after the King Aotearoa's speech.
Right.
So it was lovely having those two in there. And then also that song, bro. Are you aware of Decepticons?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's where that Fallen Angels sample come from. And so it was weird how that idea came because it almost like came up just in the spur of the moment. Because I was like, that song, I always wanted that I see falling down on me because of what he's saying in there, but also the choir in that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
And also because I was brought up in South Auckland,
yeah.
there was a lot of things that connected to me in that. And so having my son say tutu whakamau kia tina, and then everyone, the whole crowd, Tina. And that was it. We were off. You know, the sail is set. Now, let's let the wind take it.
yeah. Man, it was awesome. I think for people especially, it's just so powerful. You know, and there was a part in that set, being Maori.
Yeah, that's King Aotearoa's speech.
Right.
So before he passed away, he had he said a speech, and that bit was in it.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, I need that, bro. I heard it first in a play that I went to go watch. I can't remember the name of the play, but then Kelly is from there. And he was like, why don't you put that in? And I was like, of course.
Right.
Of course.
Let's talk about that for a second because, you know, of course, this set celebrating all this hard work that you put together over the years, but it also meant representing what you are as a person, as in terms of your culture. And I want to talk about that for a second because what does that actually mean? I mean, right now New Zealand feels like it's going through this process of even more division than what I remember, right? Like, what does that mean? Like, what did that mean for you in terms of representing with this particular set?
I'm still trying to process that. I'm very grateful for and feel very privileged to be on that platform to represent my culture. It means the world to me. It means the world to me because I'm on that journey. Halfway there, not even halfway there. to have the opportunity to be on that stage, to showcase what Aotearoa is to me, to everyone. I don't know, I'm very stoked to be able to deliver that. I don't think everyone's going to understand it,
Right.
but I hope that a lot of people here do. And pretty much my mindset for going into it was to just, I'm going to respect or pay homage to the music that made my life how it is, which all the music that I remember growing up that gives me beautiful memories.
Yeah. You remember it's home. This is home.
Home,
Right.
for sure. You know the idea too? We'll go back to the question, sorry, but the idea is my concept of the set was to, what is New Zealand known for? Garage parties.
Oh, I see.
So for me growing up, there's garage parties every weekend. Maybe not every weekend, but a lot of those memories were very beautiful memories. Yeah, you have these other times, these memories that you don't really want to bring up, but the majority of it is positive and was a core memory for family. And there was singing, there was the guitar, there was laughter,
Right.
there were arguments, there was beverages, there was kai, and then there was a space out there. Whatever the adults were doing, you could feel the energy from the lounge.
Right.
We were watching TV, maybe Gremlins, and all the scary movies, and then you got this little world in the inside where all the cousins are.
Yeah.
And then once you get old enough, you have a little, you can go sit outside closer to the garage. We can't go inside the garage. And then someone will sneak out some beverages. You have a little taste. And then when you get old enough to go in the garage, now you made it.
Right.
You know, so that was like a little thing that's always hit home for me.
Right.
Is garage parties. There's a lot of where all the performers come from.
Right.
And so that's why SWIDT, that's why I wanted SWIDT's song, Cal's Garage.
I see. That makes sense.
To open up the rest of the music.
Bro, I had no idea about this garage parties thing. This is news to me.
I think I'm pretty sure it's similar to like how you grew up with maybe like parties, like family parties.
Yeah, we did have family parties, but yeah.
Where they're like at houses and
sounds
backyards.
very similar.
That's pretty much what it is. We just have a garage too.
Right.
That was just, that's something.
The only difference with us is that a lot of the times the house parties were in specific dates. Because we dance a lot.
Yeah.
So it usually was like happening at some park.
Yeah.
So like, in my neighborhood, there's like a little football field, and then people will go there, and then they will all go dancing there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's slightly different, but I totally get what you're saying, because I mean, I've seen movies and all of that, and it's just awesome. It feels really awesome. So it felt like basically the set was basically bring your memories of home into this particular sound experience that they were living there. That's amazing.
Because the garage parties, at any house parties, the genre is always different.
Right.
There's a different genre every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes karaoke as well.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Bro, quickly, let's talk about, because we didn't cover that, but you talk about growing up and connecting with your culture, and now going back to learning Te Reo Maori and all of that kind of stuff. Walk us through a little bit about that journey, like of connecting with that particularly. Like, did you disconnect yourself from it, or how was it?
Let me be transparent here. It's a bit long-winded. It's all good.
It's all right. Yeah.
This is how I thought. I wanted to be one of the top DJs in Auckland. I felt like I got there. Once I got there, I felt like something was missing, or I thought that there was going to be fulfillment. I got there and it didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't feel fulfilled at all. And so I felt very stuck in terms of I thought this was going to be the answer, or this feeling once I got up here was going to feel a little different in terms of being, give me a lot more than what I'm feeling right now. So I was like, man, okay, have ever been stuck in limbo? Felt like you've been stuck in limbo?
Not limbo necessarily, but I have felt that moment like where you exactly what you're saying, where you think you're gonna get like this moment of realization, or like, oh yeah, I made it or whatever, but then it feels like nothing has happened. Right? Like success doesn't feel exactly what you thought and you pictured it.
Yeah.
You feel that. And you feel, I wouldn't say a limbo, I would say to feel a void inside where you go, wait. Like for example, I remember, bro, like for me at one point, it was like, man, the moment where I can order food from the menu and not have to look at the price, I'll be happy, bro.
That's why I cook at home.
Because for the longest time, man, when I was here and I was struggling with, because I came here and of course I was studying and having money and working fucking hard or whatever. As an immigrant, it's hard. And I remember that, it's like, I mean, going to the counter, I would just buy a bunch of pasta and literally look at every single cent, right? Because every single cent, like for a long time, I, for example, couldn't eat meat. I would just eat pasta with spinach from the Chinese supermarket. That was it. And onions. You buy a big giant bag of onions, fry that, put a little spinach on it, and pasta. That's it. You gain 20 kilos on that. Anyways, point being that it was hard times. It was hard times. And I remember I felt like there was this moment where I was like, man, the moment I can go somewhere, or for example, have a coffee, right?
Yeah.
Having a coffee is a luxury. You can't have fucking coffee outside. That was like $3 at that time. It's a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
I remember this thing was like, man, when I go and get this job and I'm gonna fucking get money. At the moment I looked at a menu and I don't even care about the price because I can pay for it. That's life. Like that's when I'm gonna feel happiness. That was what happiness meant to me, right?
Yeah,
and then, but then those moments arrive, and then you kind of go, "Fuck!" But that this is not it, right? So I did feel felt that void, and is those moments where you realize, it's not about the destination, but it's all the journey that you're living. I know that a lot of people say that, but it's actually true.
But it hits when you're through it, eh?
Yeah, but it's true. It's true, man.
When you're through it, when you're in it, it hits.
Exactly, bro. Like I went through so much struggle when I was, migrating here, and I didn't have a job, couldn't speak a word of English, all of these types of things. And nowadays, it's like it's awesome to look at. It's an awesome experience.
You've come so far, bro.
Yeah.
And how big was your support system at the time?
My dad. That's it. Yeah. I mean, that's it. And my dad was also, struggling as well. So I couldn't really rely heavily on him. It wasn't really fair. And at the end of the day, man, like I was perfectly capable of working. I just needed to fucking learn the language, and I pushed that hard. Like I worked in construction, like as a painter, and I gave them a hell of a time because I couldn't understand anything, but I pushed through it. And and people in New Zealand are incredibly grateful, man. Like people here are amazing.
Oh, nice.
They deal with you and they give you opportunities, and that's all you need in life, really. Just to go out there, find the opportunities, and make your dreams come true. I mean, at least that's what I feel. It's a struggle, but you get there, and then eventually, all your dreams start evolving into different things. Yeah, bro. So that's pretty much what I went a little bit sidetracked.
Nah, that's so good. I'm back. I got you, though. I got you.
Yeah.
Nah, that's so good. So once I got to that position of like being at the top, felt like I was at the top. I felt that there was a void. I was caught up in limbo. I felt like, and then I didn't know what to do. So it was just like, started thinking, man, what do I do next? And then, so I was like, why don't I just give something a go that's right under my nose? From the things that I was doing leading up to that point, I'm very aware that I could achieve things when I put my mind to it and achieve them at like a crazy bloody level. Only because I know how hard I work, but also how much time I'm willing to put into this.
Yeah.
Especially because I analyze things where it's like, okay, if I can be really good at this, that's going to benefit these things that I need ticked off. Something that's going to benefit the journey that I'm on, which is trying to learn my culture. So I was like, why don't I give learn my culture? Why don't I give this a crack? I've been doing all these other things that I think I needed to do. Something right here. And then all of these cliche things that I used to think were cliche are now making sense. Like, listen to your elders. Like, try and like remember that story that your grandparents mentioned about this and that. So my whakaaro now on that is I want to be present. I want to respect anything that any of my tupunas have done before me, and then pave a way for those coming after me. Starting with the respecting what my tupuna's done for me. First, the biggest one was going back to respecting my name. I've created a name for myself to be an artist, and because I didn't like the sound of John. And then so that was one of the first steps.
Right.
And then my next thing was like, okay, with all of this knowledge I have now, I want to be able to share this with someone, with other people. And that means I got to learn Te Reo Māori. The thought process at the time was like, okay, what is my peak character that I want to be? And I told myself, this is just how I created in my head, because you could never call yourself this. But I told myself, if I was to ever be a chief, what type of chief would I want to be?
Right.
And I told myself I want to be a chief that could create solutions. I want to be a chief that's able to teach people to better themselves and make better decisions, create solutions for problems. I want to be a deadly chief. I need to speak to Reo Māori. There's a couple other things that I kept, but that was the main thing. When you put something else like, okay, what do you want to aim for? That's one of the things that I drafted up in my head. And I'm on that journey now. So the Te Reo journey was like, I'm aware that I suck at learning in a classroom environment because of school. Didn't do too well at school.
Yeah.
But you don't learn till later on that it doesn't really define you. So I was nervous about going into like taking up courses.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, why don't I just put myself in Te Ao Māori spaces?
Yeah.
And then hopefully learn everything, and then it connects the dots for me.
Right, I see.
So Waka Ama was the first one. Before Waka Ama, I go over to this trip in Tahiti with some mates. Go over there. While I was over there, I was seeking for a place to propose to her. At the time, I didn't know this. I asked this lady that was over there. She was like, "Oh, you should go propose to her at this place called Tapuatia." "Oh, what's that?" "Oh, it's Reiatia." "Okay, what's your tribe?" I said, "Ngāpuhi." "Yeah, that's Hawaii." And I was like, "What?" So I didn't even know any of this before I went there.
Right.
Found that out. I come home. My mate hooks me up. He's like, "Bro, why don't you just use this putia, this money for that?" Sweet as. I book all the flights. So I come home. I've got all the flights booked. She doesn't know. Flavor gives me an opportunity. I do an interview for the breakfast show at the time. I didn't end up getting it, but I don't think that was the purpose. I meet Stacey Morrison. I tell her the story. She's like, "My husband has done a TV show called Origins. He talks about that." So I go home, I watch it. I love it. And I'm trying to figure out how to tell her about this place. "Babe, watch this." She watches it. At the end of it, she's like crying because it's just, that's how beautiful it is. We're getting told about like where our tupunas migrated from.
Right.
And then she starts crying at the end of it, and she's like, "Can we go here?" Without her even knowing, I've already booked tickets. And I was like, "Yeah, of course. Like, let's stop in there." I used my friend's birthday as an excuse.
Yeah.
He wasn't having it over there. I was like, "Yeah, we'll go to his birthday, and then we'll go stop off here." So we go over there, stop off at Aotearoa. We have a little break at the hotel, and then we go over. We book a rental, drive over to Aotearoa. So Aotearoa is a hub where all the Pacific used to go and
Yeah.
meet before they migrated here.
Oh, I see.
It's a very spiritual place for us. And
Right.
so I took her there. We drove there. She's crying. Happy tears because we're there. And then I go look for a pamphlet that has English on it. There's an English pamphlet because it's all in French.
Yeah.
And I asked the guy for permission that was there. I was like, "Hey, I got this ring here. I want to propose to my missus." And he goes, "What's your tribe?" I was like, "Ngāpuhi." And he goes, "Of course, you're home." Wicked. So go down there to the marae 3, drop the knee. She freaks out. And I said, "I brought you home so we can start our journey from here." We walked into the water and we just kind of took the moment in. But after that, we come home, I join Waka, everything starts fucking aligning. Opportunities. Boom, 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 boom. Boiler room.
Wow.
Everything. Boom, boom, boom. Things have been crazy, so crazy. At the beginning of that, when I first started getting all these signs, it was crazy, but now it's just like, feels very normal in terms of, it almost feels like it was always there. Reconnecting for me, that's the answer I would give to you. That previous question you asked me, what does it mean to you to represent? That is, for me, once I reconnected, that's what it means to me. It's just overwhelming. Everything's been overwhelming.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Bro, that's what a story that. Wow.
And I like to share that because someone out there that hears it, hopefully it inspires them to not only create an awesome proposal story, but if that's your home, listen, see if it's calling you. When it's time, go visit. You don't have to go, but yeah, know some people, yeah, if someone's listening that has never heard of it, again, hopefully they go off and research it, learn about it. And yeah, just hope it inspires anyone to really dive deep, into their whakapapa.
Dude, it's so good because I don't know if people understand how privileged they are here in the fact that they can still go and reconnect with their whakapapa. Because coming from a country where all our indigenous communities and all our beliefs, all our languages were completely demolished by the Spanish, when they came over, we completely lost that. That you can probably understand what tribe you're from, but if you're going to try to find a language, you're going to try to find anybody who reconnect, and that's all been destroyed. And I think people don't realize the privilege that they have, that they still are able to go and connect with that. And sometimes people, sometimes they don't celebrate that enough in New Zealand, in my opinion, because that's one of the most beautiful things that this country has to offer is the culture of the native people. For all of us looking from the outside, is what one of the things that inspires us to come here is the connection of the Maori with their land. Bro, that's so beautiful. Like when you go to, I've been to many exhibitions, when they do things like Matariki and all of this kind of stuff, it's awesome, man. And we lost all of that stuff. We lost all of that, all those legends that, you still hear about El Dorado and all these little bits, but most of it's gone, So I think it's a beautiful message that you sent out there in terms of reconnecting and finding your community and finding who you really are. I was looking at your DJ sets online and I found one that pretty much shows your diversity in music. And you talked about Afro beats, but you put also some classic reggaeton songs in your sets. And there's, of course, in the Boiler Room set, there's you can hear, you know, a bunch of different cultures coming in together, which basically shows your diversity in terms of understanding music worldwide. Where do you think that comes from? Like, is that just the feeling you connect with this music, or do you seek for it?
Definitely the feeling. Definitely the feeling. I do like seeking for it, but I also don't like a constant beat. For me, a journey is up and down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to shout out as many cultures in that set.
Right.
So there's one track there that is a from Palestine. It's a Palestinian artist. And there is, by the way, I love ballet funk so much. It just hits. I don't know, something about it just feels like it's from, it connects, I connect with. I think it's the energy, it's the colors, it's the sound, and it's just, I love it so much.
Yeah.
So also I did like a Punjabi track to shout them out as well.
I saw this, so let me listen.
This track here,
That's funk, yeah?
yeah, but that guy.
Oh, that's so fire.
That audio, have you seen that guy on Instagram?
No.
He does it a cappella.
Oh, yes, I've seen
Yeah.
it. Yes.
So the person
I've seen
who
this. Yes,
created
yes.
that ballet funk edit is Jero Vandal.
Oh, okay.
And so I've grateful enough to create a friendship with him.
Nice.
When he came over, and we just stayed in touch, and he's definitely been one of my favorite, obviously after K Trinata on Boiler Room. Like once K Trinata's, everyone loves K Trinata, but Jero Vandal was like the next for me from Boiler Room.
Yeah.
And when he came over and I was able to create a relationship with him, it was like dapping up your bloody Aotearoa.
Right.
And so I hit him up on WhatsApp, and I was just like, bruh, I got bloody Boiler Room. And he was just like, let's fucking go. And I was just like, I hit him up, and I was like, got any edits? Ballet funk. It's like, I got this one I haven't played yet. And that's why I played that one second.
Oh, I see.
Because I was shouting my bro. I was just like, bro, I watched you on Boiler Room, and now I get to play here, and I get to play one of your edits. Majority of the songs are placed there to represent something.
Nice. That's amazing, bro. Yeah, I love that as well about your sets. It's just the diversity of beats, and like you mentioned, it's like this whole set feels like a journey, and especially at the beginning, it's like dog mode, full on, boom, and then it starts to go down and gets you into this chill mode, and it's pretty cool. Like, it's very, very cool.
That was definitely the way we structured the set. We were like, okay, sweet, this is like 45-minute set. Okay, sweet, whatever that is in quarters, so we just kind of quartered it up.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, sweet, I want to come out pumping hard. Then we want to kind of go into sing along. Like I wanted it to go start high, come down a bit, go high, kind of go down, then finish on a high.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my take on it. And I had to change the end of the set. I got the timestamp, like the timekeeper was just like, yo, we're sweet, like we're gonna do this a little bit.
Right.
I was like, oh, sweetest. So I just like shuffled through some of the songs, and just we had to like push some songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's all good. I thrive on those like on
Pressure.
the spot challenges. Well, it didn't look like that, but I really enjoy them. I really enjoy creating solutions to things. I don't like trying to just fold. I don't like folding, even if I do it shit, unless I gave it a really good go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a good challenge as well. Bro, we talked about the DJ stuff. Let's talk about all the other stuff that you do. So you're working now with Huffer.
You got this partnership with Steinlager. Walk us through just the other stuff that you do on the side.
Yeah, Steinlager, Huffer, golf. Well, Huffer. Do a lot of content as well. Just
Yeah,
my
the
own
content.
content
Yeah.
on the side. A lot of the content, all the content I do, are pretty much like the start of other things. So whenever you see me do something, it's probably because either I'm just wanting to work on myself or trying to build something.
Right.
Yeah. And then from there, just creating a community again.
Right. Okay.
In every other space. We created this group called 100-Day Challenge. That's when Nikoro is in.
yeah.
And then at the beginning of last year, I think it was, we started that group and just got people that were interested and wanted to build their own social media.
I see.
Yeah. And there's about 50 people in there now.
Okay.
And the aim was to just do 100 posts. Do 100 days, 1 post a day.
Right.
Yeah. And then just...
How did that go?
There's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of achievements. I think within the first month, we had someone who went from 9,000 to 10K.
Right.
It was
Nice.
insanity.
Right.
It was so good. And then we have people who building followers, people who have now in spaces that they're getting paid to do content.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, bro, it's very helpful. We've created connections amongst people who are already doing well.
Like, do you have a content strategy in mind? Like, when you're creating this, like, do you have this? Usually, when you do content, you have like these pillars. Like, for example, I do that. Like, I because my content is so diverse, right? I do design, I do business, I do music, I do filmmaking, I do everything, right? So, I usually have these pillars where I'll create something about this, something about this, something about that. Do you have that in mind, or is it just pretty open?
So for mine, mine's open, and like I could help someone else's account.
Right.
Yeah. That's been my downfall. It's like I know what I need to do, but there's something in me where I don't want to do that. I think because I like to do a lot of things, like what you're saying, but my challenge has been, how do I put them all into one so it feels like... So what you want to do, obviously, I think everyone might know already, is the niche game.
Yeah.
Because when people come to your page and it feels like it's all over the place, that's why, it doesn't kind of...
Yeah, for me, it's the same, man. I knew it was going to be hard because I didn't want a niche. And like you said, that's the first thing that most people say, like, find your niche. But the truth is, for me, my niche was my curiosity. Like, I like to talk to people of all walks of life.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a little bit hard, because people like come into my page because they saw some interview I did with a fighter. And then they go there and they just see a bunch of people like do music and these things. But there's people that also like the diversity. They like everything, right? So
here's what I know I need to say to myself and what I will share with you. So the niche thing.
Yeah.
You can still make your page look like it's niche with all your variety of things.
Yeah.
It's just finding out what their formula is. Like, say if you're the person and you go, "What's up, guys, today? I feel like doing this." Because everyone's already aware that we're just going to go with your life. But because you structure it in a way that everyone's used to, where they're like, you start off the same. All right. I think I want to do this today.
Yeah.
Boom. Everyone's just going to come and be like, "Oh, okay, let's see what bro does today." Instead of like how we say, like, I'm out doing Waka ama. People are like, stink. Like, people who don't like Waka ama stink. Like, I'm DJing today. Stink. Like, so there's a way, and there's a person out there. There's this, I can't remember his name. He's in Hawaii. His formula, I'll send it to you after this. Because I feel like he's doing it really well. Where he just gets to the camera every day, starts off something. No one knows what it's going to be, and then you're still watching.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
And also, I think Jaden Lang does a really good job at it. He's just a specimen, like in terms of just can touch anything and do what it like, be good at it.
Right.
So he's an Australian content creator, but he does different shit.
Yeah.
And
No, for sure. There is definitely a way of dealing with it, but it is a little bit harder. But it just
100%.
it's just finding the time to put it together.
Maybe that's our thing together. Maybe we figure that out. We figure that out together. Because I'm very stubborn and like for that, knowing that I got to do it. I think I just need to. Yeah, we can learn it together.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. Because once I crack it for myself and what makes it click in my head, I got you.
There it is, bro. This Huffer partnership. What exactly do you do with Huffer? I think that I was very curious about that.
I created a relationship with them. Just being a DJ at their events.
Ah, nice.
And just kind of stuck around and became part of the furniture, pretty much. But shout out to Steve. He started it pretty much, and then now he's not with them now. But the team now, what I do is I'm just an ambassador, pretty much, just rock the gear as much as I can, but also am pretty much the bridge to the community. I'm very grateful to have that relationship and that partnership. It's just like more than that now. It's more than business.
Yeah, of course.
They're just good people.
Yeah, nice.
And they're willing to. I throw a lot of ideas to them.
Yeah.
And they're already doing crazy stuff. It's very confirming the ideas that they do want to attach themselves with.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
What about the golf stuff? Like, how did you get into golf? Like,
so COVID.
Okay.
COVID, started golfing, got the bug, loved it. But the craziest thing too, I like kind of stopped for ages because of Waka.
I see.
Waka got serious. Also, golf is expensive as fuck.
Oh yeah, it is.
And I was still golfing.
Yeah.
How it happened was I kept going to those events and I just like talked everyone's ear off. Like anyone else that like picks up golf straight away. I told him how much it meant to me. I told him like what it means to me. I told him like I remember this one was like, because I played basketball beforehand. I was like, basketball, you have 40 minutes, 20 minutes each way to take as many shots as possible. And you just have to get more in than other people.
Yeah.
Golf, you only got one shot.
Right.
You got one shot. Your decision making, just gotta.
Yeah, it's just like one decision has dire consequences. That's the difference, right?
100%. Basketball, I can shoot up 100 shots. I just need to get one more than the other team. This one here, you gotta be on every shot.
Yeah. Was it you that got Joe Daymond onto golf?
Nah, not at all. He was already like he was golfing when he was younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nah,
that's dope.
he just hit me out. He's like, I don't want to jump into that space. He said he just wanted to play again.
Right.
You know, like he's on that exercise journey. I'm so proud of him at the moment. He's on such a good run.
He's killing it.
In terms of it's just authentic. It's organic. It's the right character he needs to be for himself. And it looks like it's working.
Fuck it, it's amazing. I love that. I love the dude. Bro, amazing stuff. Well, bro, walk us through. We can start wrapping it up, but I want to hear from you because you do all these different things and you talked about the journey and all that kind of stuff. What's some of the, if you can bullet point, let's say 3 key lessons throughout this journey of yours that will help a aspiring musician, aspiring DJ, aspiring content creator for that matter?
I might have more than 3.
Shoot them.
Music artists or DJs. It's gonna feel hard in the beginning, and it is hard. Don't ever think people need to give you something. Like, try and get rid of that thought ASAP. I used to have a chip on my shoulder that I created, and I was just like, I deserve to be here. I deserve to be there. It's like, nah, just work hard.
Yeah.
Just work hard, and it'll come. Work hard, it'll come. Obviously, you got to do other things. And those other things will be to make yourself seen, but make sure you come with the sauce. Make sure you come with the talent as well. Because, like just talking is not enough. You need the skills as well. Be creative about your approach. You don't always have to take the routes that's already been done.
Try new things out.
Try new things. The social media thing is a big platform. Use that. Watch every other artist that's doing well overseas and then replicate it here, but don't copy and paste. Like, you need to put your own flair into it.
Yeah, you need to put a little bit of authenticity into it.
I would say marketing first. Learn it 100%. So if you got great marketing, you can sell a shit product. But if you have a shit product, it just won't be sustainable.
What do you focus on right now mainly? Like 90% of your time or 20%? How do you split your time between all the things that you do?
At the moment, I'm focusing on takiura, which is kurario, Monday to Fridays, 9 till 3. And then I've got Waka armor trainings. And then all these other content. Just like kind of, lay a brick down a day. It looks like I do a lot, but I've just been laying bricks down.
Right.
Every day. I'll lay a brick down here, and a brick might look like just texting or sending an email to this one partnership, creating an idea. That's it.
Yeah, right.
And then
right.
These little things accumulate to some big things.
Creating foundations to
100%.
Right.
And then lately, at the moment, this week I am doing 100k paddle challenge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I did 20Ks this morning. So this week will be that. And then next week I might do like maybe 10K running a day.
What about the DJing? You kind of left that a little bit aside for the moment, or?
That's just like, I'm just letting that kind of grow it. So like some new legs maybe. I've got some ideas, but right now it's just me focusing on myself. I've got some things in the works. But
okay. Anything you want to share?
Might have to just wait, eh? We definitely there's definitely an edit album coming out.
Awesome. Bro, I usually do this with all my guests, which is called the soundboard, which essentially all it is I got a soundboard right here.
Yo.
And that soundboard has a bunch of questions. So just tap one of them, see which one you feel like it, and then we can just talk about that.
Oh, yo. I'll close my eyes and do it.
What's a small thing you do every day that makes life better?
Oh, gratitude, eh?
Express gratitude.
Yeah, in any way, shape or form.
What is that like? Like, just show us an example of expressing gratitude.
From the smallest thing, I'll just be happy that it's a great day.
Right.
Happy that I'm alive.
Yeah.
Happy that, wow, it looks beautiful today.
Yeah.
That tree looks beautiful. There's the smallest things like that. And then going back to happy, grateful that I've got a loving fiance.
Yes.
Grateful that I still have my daughter in my life. Grateful that, my son is doing well and starting uni. Grateful I have my mother around. So those things.
Things, yes.
And then because all the big things like boiler room is almost last.
100% agree, man. Some of those little bits, like the fact that, you woke up today and you're healthy, that you give that for granted. But when it comes to sickness, and you will give everything in your life to be back to health, right? So there's every day that you live your life, you should be grateful for every single, like exactly what you said. I love that message. Stop another one, bro.
Yeah, these are awesome, bro.
If you could master any skill instantly, what would it be and why?
Look, Te Reo Māori.
Really?
Learning Te Reo Māori.
Wow.
And why? Because the spiritual connection is different. I just feel it, especially with where I'm at now. Just knowing that you can tap into a different frequency, a higher frequency, even more. So that's definitely mine. It's to speak Te Reo. I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm happy with it, and I'm happy to be patient.
Yeah, be patient. Amazing. Let's do another one.
Let's
If you could collaborate with any person, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you create?
Sheesh. Should we come back to it?
Yeah, let's come back
Yeah,
to
because
it.
that's a big one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
deep.
That's deep.
What's this one?
If you could erase one decision from your past, would you? And what would it be?
Do you want to erase a decision for your past?
I had heaps of them. But which one do I want to say?
Bro, I don't know about the like decisions like those ones is hard, right? Because and this is gonna sound romantic, but everything that like wrong that went on ultimately gave you something back. You know what I mean? So
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Because you're totally right.
yeah.
Like
So if you could erase it but get the knowledge, maybe that's what you do.
yeah. All of it.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, but there's so many things, right? That you did wrong and you can make this wrong decision.
Yeah.
But what you learn from that is, I think, is incredibly it's just unmeasurably valuable.
That's why all the naughty people are really onto it.
100%. Right, let's tap on. Let me tap one for you.
Yeah, you good.
Okay.
These are awesome, bro.
Let's go with this one, the world map.
If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be and why?
Man, I'll live up in where I'm from.
Right.
Or maybe close to the beach, but
Why?
yeah. I want to live out the fantasy in my head in terms of like what it'd be like to be back in my own whenua.
Right.
And how would I add value to it? How would I help sustain it? And all these ideas that I think of, see if they work or not.
Yeah.
And see what's wrong about it and see, because I definitely know that some of these ideas haven't been well thought out, or if they have been thought out, there's going to be holes in them.
Yeah.
So if I can figure that out before I even go out, I think that'd be really cool. Because I don't want to stay up there just yet, but I do want to eventually, or be somewhere that I'm connected to.
Amazing. Okay, last one.
What's a piece of advice you would give to your younger self that would have saved you years of stress?
I'll just be a DJ. Go straight to being a DJ,
Go
bro.
straight to being a DJ.
Stuff the rugby. It's the sports, because for me, it's like accepting that you're not like the top, or you just weren't given enough to become one of those top players.
Right.
So it was just like, just go straight to DJing.
Right. Do you ever think about that?
Oh, 100%. Like I've sat on it for quite some time. Like not anymore, but that was very hard to come to terms with.
Right.
And I think I was navigating so much at the time where I still was figuring myself out.
Right.
Because right now I could decide I'll do something, and I reckon I'm pretty confident that I can get myself close to it, very close.
Right.
Like for Waka, I was only in it for 2 years, and I already went to Worlds with a team. That's where the learning capability is at now.
Yeah, for me, man, like, because I always wanted, of course, like any child in South America, I wanted to be a professional football player when I was a kid. And then, of course, a musician. Like, I literally stopped playing football because I discovered the bass guitar and I started playing in bands. But yeah, it always, when I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to regret the decision of not being a football player. Because, bro, I love football like anything. Like, whenever I play football, it's my meditation always. I discover music, bro.
Bro, that's what happens, when you like want to do too many things.
Yeah.
I know that was my problem.
There's people that are gifted though with sports, man. Like, there's people that are just like incredible. Same as musicians, they're just people that are just undeniably good at that thing, and that's what you're supposed to do.
I think those were the people that we thought, oh yeah, I would be like them.
Yeah. Bro, exactly. And when you meet people, like, for example, I happen to have been lucky enough to meet people that I admire when I was a kid. It's like football players, and then you talk to them and you meet them, and I had a bit of a relationship with them, and you realize, oh, there's no way I would have done it. Like, this is just the amount of mental discipline and strength that this requires, I'm out. I mean, like, I'm out. So that's why you have different paths. You have to recognize that. All right, that's the soundboard. Let's do a last one, which I usually do live, which is with artificial intelligence. So let me just do it.
Do you want to quickly answer that thing? I still don't have an answer for it.
All right. What was it? So would you collaborate with somebody?
Who would it be and why?
This one.
Dead or
If you
alive?
could collaborate with any person, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you create?
Okay, this one's gonna be a bit of a cliche one, but I like people that I have this incredible admiration for people that have like just this incredible creativity. And one person that I think flies under the radar but create an incredible impact, and it will be such a cool thing to work with him, will be Stan Lee.
Stan Lee?
You know, the guy who created Spider-Man, all those superheroes,
wicked.
and all those his journey is actually quite remarkable.
Yeah.
So I would love if he's a person that I would specifically collaborate with, would be to sit down with somebody like Stan Lee and write a novel.
Wow. That'd be cool.
So that would be dope, I reckon.
Man, I was just thinking music. Oh, that's a great
music,
idea.
I mean, music-wise, who would I collaborate with? Man, I have so many. One of the bands that I always thought, like, bro, if I could jump on a stage and rap with this person, it would be, and it was gonna sound not what you expect. It would be Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit.
Oh, yep.
Because that band, when I was a kid, was like the shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, can you imagine to be rapping on a metal beat with Fred Durst? That would have been the shit.
Wicked.
So those would be two things for me.
Yeah.
What about you?
I initially had Bob Marley in mind,
Ooh.
just because of how infectious like that character is.
Yeah.
The message.
Yeah. He played football as well. He was really good
Yes.
at it.
Yeah. I've seen them, just tucking their dreads in the backpack.
Yeah, hell yeah. He was really good, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's...
Yeah, Bob Marley or one of my tupunas.
Okay.
Like maybe Coupe. I don't know, just figure out how they navigated the seas. Be there just to experience it, maybe.
Dude, imagine that.
Wicked, dude.
Imagine that.
That's
Imagine being able to go back in those times and just be present in one of those wakas or one of the...
That's like my new favorite thing is mirroring what my tupuna used to do. That's why I like being out on the water doing waka. I'm like,
right.
man, this is what they used to do. Go, like singing, dancing.
They were
hunt.
one of the greatest navigators in the world, are the Polynesian people.
100%.
Crazy, yeah.
100%.
All right, let's try this one.
Yeah.
Hi, ChatGPT. I'm here with Seymore. He's a DJ and an artist from Auckland, New Zealand. He's here in the podcast. Would you like to ask him a question?
Amazing. Seymore, welcome to the Melding Muse. Man, DJing and artistry, what a powerful combo. I'd love to dive into your journey. What first pulled you into music? Was it the beats, the culture, or something else entirely?
That's amazing, by the way. What started? Great question, by the way, ChatGPT. What started it? When I used to watch my dad sing, I saw this connection he had with the audience. It was the joy on people's face. I wanted to create that. I wanted to create that when I perform. And it's that connection,
It's
of
a
like
connection, right?
what I saw was people were happy, and whatever troubles they had, you could tell it was gone within that moment, for that brief moment. And that hit hard for me. I was like, let's do this. I want to create that.
Right.
Because I don't know, something about that feels good. Feels like it's what I want to do. Yeah, so it felt good seeing him do that.
Tremendous. All right, man. Thank you very much for coming through. For all of you guys who tune into this, I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I certainly did. Again, go and check out that Boiler Room set, and go follow Seymore everywhere. He's everywhere. He knows everyone. Fucking go and follow him. Yeah, man. Thank you very much for coming. If you're a musician, if you're an artist, get inspired by this story. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some amazing stuff from you. You also talked about a lot about your discipline in terms of your diet, your vision, stuff you know is gonna impact your output, which I love. Remember to drink water and exercise, and peace. Thanks so much, my dude.
It's like therapy, bro. You know, like.
Thank you for watching this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, I'll leave you another episode here. And if you'd like to support us, visit themmeldingmuse.com. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one.